Welcome out to the Epically Geeky Show, episode number 4. I am your host, Eugene Stevens. Tonight's opening question comes from a viewer. Crystal Smith sent us in a question we're going to start the show off with. And tonight's opening question is Star Wars or Star Trek? And I'll throw it to my good friend, Cyrus Martin. Say, Star Wars or Star Trek?
Well, I don't think it's even close. I think that's a really unfair question. And that's because Star Trek has not been left in the hands of good people. Like there were some great Star Trek movies, and there were some great Star Trek shows, but that ship has sailed. And even the man who tried to restore Star Trek did better with Star Wars. So, yes, Star Wars.
That's a good. Okay, yeah, that's kind of a good point when you put it that way. Next up, Jay, Star Wars or Star Trek?
Oh God. Nah, that ain't even fucking hard. Star Wars.
Star Wars, huh?
Fuck
Any particular reason?
Yeah, because Star Trek sucks.
Okay. Rudy, Star Wars or Star Trek?
Gotta be Star Wars. Gotta
be Star Wars. I figured you were going to say that.
Basically, for every reason that Cy just said, times 2. Good job, Cy.
Yeah, and how many kids are playing with Star Trek toys? That's all I got to say.
How many kids know what the fuck Star Trek is?
That's one of the things that killed me is I remember back in the day, like, we were big Star Trek TNG fans, and there were a few toys, but I always thought, I was like, why are there never any Star Trek toys? It's kind of hard to get kids really involved with stuff like that if you don't have something that they can kind of play with and go on their own adventures with. So I think that was kind of one of their big downfalls. As for my answer,
we went to Star Trek conventions. For a while it was doing great.
Yes, back during the TNG time.
Yes.
Okay.
But then after that, bomb.
Star Wars, you actually have lightsabers. You have, their blasters, everything else, and that appeals to young boys. And in Star Trek, you had a fucking cell phone. That's what it looked like. Their little phaser looked like a fucking little electric shaver.
I think you're thinking the original series, but still.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I have to say yes. The screen on the tricorder and the messenger did kind of look like the screen off of a shaver. So, as for my answer, I've always enjoyed Star Trek. At least I'm like some of the movies are great. I do still like some of the series, but yeah, I like what they're doing thus far. I still have not seen the second movie in this rebooted universe, and the trailer for the third one is really not grabbing me, so I don't know. But even JJ apparently has come out and said that he felt confined about what he could do with that second movie, so I don't know. I don't want to see it die. I'd like to see it live on some form or fashion, but yeah, I gotta go Star Wars all the way.
Kirk loving Spock sucker.
Oh, screw you. All right. So tonight, let's go ahead and jump right on into the main topic for the episode. We try not to stay too tied down with the time of the year for the show, so that we can make it interesting. But it is the beginning of the new year. We won't say which year, just so that you can listen to it and figure it out.
Dun, dun, I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
Really?
It
could be any year.
It could be any year. By the way, did you enjoy that? Actually, this is funny. I could say, so did you enjoy the new Star Wars movie? And it could actually still not nail down the year. I love that. I just love the fact
perhaps that new Nintendo video game. Did you enjoy that new Nintendo video game? Can you believe how the new Apple phone is? It's awesome, isn't it?
I know, it's great.
Name the president.
Oh, Donald Trump? What?
Oh God, no. Anyway, so, of the world. No, okay, so this on this episode, we're going to talk about geeky goals. I've gone on several rants about how I cannot stand resolutions, New Year's resolutions, and they tend to be extremely vague. and that's the problem with it. People come up with these resolutions of, oh, I'm going to lose weight. Well, let's see. Over the year, you lost a pound. I guess technically you kept your resolution, but I mean, come on, that's bullshit.
Dude, do you really say that to people?
Yes, I do tell people that because a resolution.
Wow, dude, that's pretty harsh. Like, I'm going to lose some weight this year, like end of the year. Well, let's see how much you lost.
Well,
you lost 1 pound.
You are a failure.
It's not, but that's the problem with the resolution is they tend to be very vague. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Vague.
Yes, what you want is something, if you're going to actually try to accomplish something, you need to be able to define it. And, of course, being a geeky podcast, I thought, well, maybe we should come up with some geeky goals for ourselves for the coming year. And I gave the guys
we should come up with... Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry. My bad.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, we should come up with goals for each other, too. That would be awesome.
You know what? Maybe we could do that at the end. That could be the bonus one. So I guess we're going to go ahead and add that. So go ahead and start thinking about some goals, maybe to assign, one for each person. We'll just see how.
No.
All right.
Rudy's like, oh, yeah.
All right. So
Harry Pooter.
The 5 things that I told the guys to come up with is 5 different goals. Something you plan to start, something you plan to finish, something you want to learn or improve, something you want to stop, and then a miscellaneous kind of however it fits in. So, but they all had to be somewhat geek related. So I'm going to go ahead and start this off, and I'm going to start off with something I plan to start. And the thing I plan to start in this coming year is I want to start doing open invitations for whenever I go to do things like. It's funny. Someone had a post on Facebook just this week, and I resent it out. It was like different terms that people have come up with. Like you've probably heard the term "ask hole." Someone who asks a lot of really stupid questions. You just want to beat them in their head. Well, the one that specifically describes me is master dating. To go on a date or go watch a movie or eat dinner by yourself, and that's me. My wife doesn't really care for a lot of the movies that I care for, and one of the reasons we do this show is because my friends, for the most part, all live other places than where I do. So whenever I go to things like Geek Fest or I go to Comic-Con or just these different events that I've started going to. Unfortunately, I tend to go by myself, and I've started making some more friends that are into this type of, life, I guess to say. They're geeks. I've started making some other geeky friends, and I'm like, I really should, instead of just going, okay, well, I'm going to Comic-Con, I should start announcing it. Hey, I'm going to Comic-Con next month. Does anyone want to go with me? I mean, I'm not saying, we can just meet up. At least there'd be someone else with me, so I'm not, kind of going in by myself, because the times that I have gone to these events with someone else have always, hands down, been more enjoyable. Are
you saying you're trying to replace us?
I'm not trying to replace you, but I do want to open up invitations. Well, for example, whenever we went to the Star Wars marathon before the new one came out, I was, unfortunately it didn't work out, but I was really excited that you were possibly going to get to come down and join me for that. So.
Instead, he had to settle for me and my 6-year-old.
I didn't have to settle for you and your shut up. Anyway, but I had that's the point. I had a better time watching the prequels with you two there than I did watching the original trilogy by myself, because it was just more fun having someone else there. So that is my something I plan to start doing in the coming year. Is I'm going to try to be more sociable and ask people to do events with me. So Cyrus, do you have one specifically for something you'd like to start, or is there a different one on your list you'd like to go with?
Well, I'm going to kind of throw one out of the blue here. I want to start reading more comic books.
That is awesome.
Like real comic books. There's comic book stores, there's 2 of them in less than a mile from my house, and I never go to them. And I used to really enjoy comic books, buying them, when I was younger. And there's some. I was talking to my brother, I don't know, maybe a couple months ago, and I was like, I have no idea what's going on in the world of comic books anymore. My whole like frame of reference is like late '90s stuff. Like every
It's been a while.
yeah, I don't know anything about what they're doing anymore. So I was like, I really should start reading comic books. I enjoy it. It's fun, and they're collectible. You know.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, are you dead set on it being, the printed versions, or would you consider, like getting on that Comixology and like, because apparently they have some awesome sales on, and you don't have to worry about, if you were going to consider bagging and boarding and where you're going to store them and everything, they would basically just be on your.
Maybe I need to think about that. That's a good point because I don't have a lot of space. Yeah, I'm open-minded on that.
But just the fact you were talking about starting to read comics again, I would love to be able to say that, but I'll be honest with you, that's something I know I couldn't keep. I could promise it, but I wouldn't be able to keep that one.
Well, I don't know like how consistent I would be, but I'd like to go see what's out there and be like, maybe they'll be good, maybe they won't. I'm not gonna stay with it if it's bad, but
right, yeah.
I think it's worth investigating again, getting out and seeing what's going on with comic books.
That's an awesome one. I didn't even think about that. That's a really awesome one. Jay?
Actually, mine was going to be the same as what Saiga said.
Really?
Yeah, I used to be super big in the comics when I was younger. Especially, I loved the Punisher. He's always been my favorite.
Dude, this could be something we do together.
Yes, that would be awesome.
I've been a lot of the other podcasts that I listen to that are geek related, more centered on comic books because that's a big portion of their show, and just them talking about the new 52 with DC and then starting over with the Marvel and just everything else. That and with Civil War coming out, which I got like the first 3 or 4 parts of Civil War at my house that I read and never got to finish the rest of it. And I have the whole Infinity Gauntlet series. Just stuff like that. And there's so much more that I sold when I was younger that I'd like to get back and. Yeah, I guess need to. Yeah, there's so much that I lost that I'd love to get back. I mean, most of them ain't even worth anything, but sentimental value. But I'd like to have them back because I guess fondly remember them so much, and then a lot of the new shit just sounded so interesting. I'd really like to pick it up, but
fuck yeah,
we'll see.
Dude. Next time you come down, dude, we're gonna hit all the comic book stores.
There's a decent one not too far from where I live. It's it's probably about 15, 20 minutes from where I live and about 5 minutes from where I work, but I'm good friends with the guy there, and
cool.
He always does me pretty good on deals, and I think I'm going to have him start searching through his back catalog because his full store is only, with the room he's got, is only like a third of what he actually has.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of it is in the storage at his house. He's a college professor at Anderson University. And, I've given him a list before, and he's went and searched his house to find it for me. So I think I'm going to have to start doing that again, getting my ass back up to date on some of this shit.
Wait, this guy's a college professor / comic book store owner?
Uh-huh.
This dude is obviously a superhero, and we just don't know it. If that's not the background for a superhero, I don't know what is.
Yeah, it's Anderson University is a private, Christian college. It's
Dude,
where it's the same location.
You might be his nemesis. Like,
he's keeping tabs on me.
No joke.
Is his Twitter handle Mr. Glass?
Shit.
Just thought I'd ask.
But yeah, I definitely that's something I was wanting to get back was the comics. I just hearing other people talk about reading the comics and just which ones are so good as far as illustrations and storytelling, it just kind of makes me miss it.
Sweet. Well, all right, Rudy, what is something you plan to start in the coming year?
Well, it's something I've kind of already started, but I want to really expand on. It's all of the new canon Star Wars books, there's been a series of new canon Star Wars books that have been released and continuing ever since Disney purchased Star Wars.
Right.
So this has actually been going on for, well, an undisclosed amount of time now. But there's a lot of material out there, and I'm on my second one. I'm way behind. I'm on my second one right now, and just in the two that not even in sequence, but in the two that I've already, and I say listened to, because I mostly do audiobooks while I'm running.
Still counts.
Still counts, yeah. There's so many shared characters and background stories and things like that. The Star Wars universe is like friggin' awesome. So there's so many things I want to see in some of the continued Star Wars movies. Yeah. So, but yeah, I want to keep doing that, and it's actually like there's so much that like, well, again, my son is 6 years old, so he is a Star Wars nut as much as I am right now. We get to talk about things like that, and I get to share those stories with him, and now he wants to start listening to those books with me. So it's like, oh, great, I have an excuse to go back and re-listen to all of them, and
well, that's awesome.
And share those things too. But I was like, dang, man, it's going to cost me a small fortune to download these other books, but might as well. Oh well. Right.
Do you have a subscription to Audible?
I don't. Mm-hmm. I got one of them as part of a free subscription to Audible.
Let me tell you, it's $16 a month. Gets you one book a month. It's a lot cheaper than trying to buy them one at a time.
I got a better idea. It's called uTorrent.
No, don't steal.
No, don't steal.
It's not stealing. It's borrowing.
Although the other thing you could do is, if you want to go old school about it, you could go to the library and check them out that way, because apparently they do check out audiobooks that way.
Yeah, and if you're going to go to the library, you might as well do uTorrent. You know, I mean,
I was not aware of either one of those things, but I think I'm going to avoid the theft. Considering I would be that one in a million that goes to federal penitentiary for a book when there's people
what are you in for, more
crack on their back porch. What'd you do? I stole a Star Wars audiobook.
Like, whoa, everybody's like, whoa, bad mofo. That's a cold ass.
Watch him, he's got a shank.
Yeah.
Maybe he has a lightsaber. Oh.
Alrighty, well, let's move on to our second one. Cy, do you wanna jump off here with the next one?
Okay, is this supposed to be formatted like the one is what we're gonna start, one's what we're gonna start, or does it matter? Like,
yeah, you can go in different order, or if you did, that was just kind of a general idea. Like the next one I had was something I planned to finish, but that's up to you.
One thing I want to do is I want to actually play every game I've paid for. Like,
wow.
I've bought a bunch of games that I've never even tried to play for even a second. And,
what?
Well, you got to understand Steam and the sales that they have for like.
Okay. Well, I guess that does make some sense. I was thinking like physical.
Well, yeah. I'm not going to get into this, all right? But you're making me...
That's a yeah.
No, don't feel bad, because
get into this.
I'll be honest with you, Si. I know exactly what... you know me. I've not really played games in quite a while, but I've seen those Steam sales when they come on and go, oh, hey, here's this here's this game that used to sell for $60. We'll sell it to you for $250. Okay. Are you not going to pick that up?
Okay. Here's the other thing. You get free games on PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live. And I get them all the time. I don't play them. Like, I have a back catalog of digital games for everything that I haven't even started on, and I really want
some of the best games you never knew you had.
Right. So it would be good if I could at least try them.
So Steam has a reverse GameStop mentality.
Yeah.
They'll still take a game, and instead of charging you $60, they'll sell it to you for 10 or 20, and
it's
instead of giving you $5 for a $60.
Steam has the best and most crazy sales, but you have to have money. Like, they'll have like these flash sales that last like an hour or a day or something like that, and it'll be like, oh, okay, the new whatever, the new Call of Duty, it's on sale for $20. And you're like, what? It
Yeah.
just came out. Yeah, but only lasts for an hour. You're like, okay, I guess I gotta. And that's how they do you. And then they'll do like these package deals. Like when I bought all those Star Wars games, it was like every Star Wars game that had ever come out on Steam for like $50. And I was like, holy crap, you know. But you gotta. That's how they get you. So you end up with like, you know, I don't know, 25 games, and of course you're like, I guess I'll play these at some point, you know.
And then you turn around and it's another sale.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
And that's how they do it.
All right, Jay, what's your next one?
Oh, fuck. Actually, it has to do with a little bit of geek and a little bit of home repair.
Okay.
I do have to finish some painting in my living room and finish some stuff up in my bathroom. But I do plan on doing a continuous theme, converting geek culture into my decor. And I've going to do my bathroom in Star Wars.
Nice.
And I'm taking out the shower door because I fucking hate the shower door. And just going back to, traditional shower curtain, but I'm getting me a shower curtain that looks like haunted carbonite.
Oh, okay, this sounds awesome.
And I actually picked them up at Walmart, but they're the Rebel Alliance shower curtain hooks.
Mm-hmm.
And Darth Vader helmet, soap dispenser. They have a toilet seat cover and like the bowl top cover that cover them up, and it has like different seats from Star Wars.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be like, yeah, the toilet looks like Princess Leia or something. Like,
What, you're saying you found this at Walmart?
Yeah, a lot of this stuff's at Walmart.
I
The
can
shower,
never let my child see this.
the shower curtain, the Honda Carbonite shower curtain, I had to order, but it was only like $2 more than what a basic Star Wars shower curtain was at Walmart. But I did find a decal I wanted to get, and when you lift up the toilet lid, it says the Force is strong in this one.
Oh God,
But
that's funny.
my walls in my living room are like a smoke gray color because there's so much light in that room. I wanted to darken it up a little bit. I haven't decided whether I'm just going to order a fat head to put in there, or a friend of mine is an artist, and she actually talked about coming and painting like a mural on the wall, or maybe just like the Rebel Alliance symbol, because this wall is so big and bare, just to put something on there. I want to geek up my house a little bit,
Very cool. Very cool.
It's just really me and my daughter's living here, so.
Just to throw it out there also, I have seen somebody selling a decal on Etsy to put on the bottom of your toilet lid, and it's just a silhouette of Admiral Akbar. It says, "It's a crap."
Yep.
I'd like to have a toilet that just like periodically spouts out lines from the Emperor. Good.
Let it flow through you.
You want this, don't you?
Oh God. All right, Rudy, what's your next one?
Okay, were we on the topic of finish?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, finish. Okay, all right, Si, this is going to make you so happy.
You gonna finish your arcade game?
I'm gonna finish it, but I don't know. It's expanded so much. Okay, for background, for people who have no idea what I'm talking about, almost 2 years ago, I started on this venture of making just a MAME cabinet. And at first I was going to make just a real traditional MAME cabinet. And my wife bought me it's a dual, how many buttons?
Arcade stick.
Well, yeah, it's like a dual 8-button per.
X-Arcade.
X-Arcade, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's friggin' awesome. She bought that for me for Christmas, and it was over 2 years ago. I hooked it into an old PC that I had, and then the PC at the time was like it was already like 12 years old. I mean, so it was just barely running MAME, and in order to run the most recent versions of MAME, I had to start investing some money in it. When I started investing some money, of course, I picked size brain about, okay, what kind of computer do I need to buy, how much do I need to do so I can actually operate this thing, and I went from 32-bit to 64-bit. so it just kind of progressed. Um, got a pretty good screen because I was like, well, I mean, my son's going to be using it some too. Um, it'd be nice to be able to play games with him, and then eventually, now I've got the current version of a PlayStation and the current version of a Nintendo hooked up, as well as the main unit on this console. And for a while there, and actually I still do, I build some things out of old pallets. So I've taken a bunch of pallet wood and I've just kind of made this kind of a Frankenstein machine. I had the idea of making this look, kind of like a traditional main unit, like an traditional arcade unit, but out of pallet wood. But now as it's kind of progressed, it's like, I kind of want to make this thing like a steampunk theme, but I don't want to leave it two-player. I'm actually thinking I'm going to go ahead and order the parts and make this, instead of a two-player arcade unit, to go ahead and make it into a full four-player unit. Leave the current PlayStation in there, leave the current Nintendo in there, so it can accommodate all of the systems. And just kind of be a do everything unit. Yeah, so that's my project right there. I've already started pricing out components and all that, and the components really aren't that expensive because I'm not going to order any more ready-made joysticks. I'm actually going to order the parts for them and just take some MDF and design the joystick board so that I can put all four in there. So anyhow, it's going to be quite an undertaking, but I'm kind of excited about it.
Very cool, very cool. Mine is kind of along the same lines. It's definitely on the craft side. I finished my proton pack. There are a few things I'd still like to kind of do to it, maybe change out the battery pack and make it a little easier to operate. But I do plan on finishing the costume as my something I want to finish for the year. In that I want to go ahead and do the goggles and possibly a trap. The goggles shouldn't take any time at all. Should be pretty easy actually. The trap, on the other hand, depending on how much you want it to do and the price point you're willing to put into it, is kind of the holy grail for ghost heads. You can spend a bunch of money and get a trap, or you can spend a bunch of money and build a trap that actually opens and closes. But to do it on the cheap, it's kind of, like I said, the holy grail. It's something that on the Ghostbusters, gbfans.net boards, it's something they talk about a lot, and there's not a clear-cut way of doing it. There are a lot of people who have a lot of different ideas, and it's something I really hope I get to do. Of course, my wife's basically her sister has moved down here. She's going to start teaching second grade. And she has expressed interest in possibly having me make her a proton pack as well. So I'm hoping I get this done, but if she's really serious about it and kind of goes back to my first goal, I mean, dressing up as a Ghostbuster and going to Comic-Con and stuff like that was awesome. If I could go with someone else dressed up, that would make it even better. So, but yeah, finishing off my Ghostbuster costume with at least the goggles and hopefully a trap, I think is definitely on my geek to-do list for this year. So, Jay, you want to throw out your third one?
Man, I usually don't have that much to do. I don't plan that far ahead.
Well, there you go. Well, tell you what, Rudy, do you want to jump in then? Hello, Rudy?
Uh-oh. Danger! Rudy's down! Rudy down!
Well, it looks like
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yes,
got you
sorry.
now. Okay.
Sorry, I'm sorry, my headphones fell. Sorry. No, the third thing we had listed was something to stop. So I'm going to go with that. Something to stop, and this is, I'm going to have to relate it here. My stop is actually stop spending as much time at my regular job. Stop spending as much time at work. I find myself very often like, oh, okay, well, I want to get this little extra thing done, this little extra thing done, this little extra thing done, and it's like, damn it, it's going to be there the next day. It's going to be there, and I may feel a little more prepared coming in, but really, I'm not really making that much of a difference doing that. So let me just go ahead and get my get my butt home and go do the things I want to do. You know, work on the main cabinet. You know, do the Star Wars book. You know, things like that. So anyhow, I know it's kind of indirectly geek related, but you know, I want to be able to do that so that I can do more of what I want.
Gotcha. Mine is actually kind of along the same lines. When I was bringing this up to my wife, I was actually kind of coming up with this plan, and I was like, something I plan to stop, and she actually suggested that I stop over planning. The Christmas break that I'm on right now is a prime example of it. I could pull up my list of things that I wanted to get done over the Christmas break, and needless to say, I'm not going to finish them all. Mainly because I plan too much shit for myself to get done, and I don't know if it's just that I'm just planning too much stuff. I'm not planning on how long things are actually taking. Things just always take longer than they seem to. It's a combination of things, but I need to stop doing that. I need to say, okay, I'd like to get maybe 2 or 3 things done, and just that's it. Anything I get done extra would be great, but I need to stop doing that. I need to start managing my time a little bit better because you know, one of the things I was thinking about doing was there was a project I was thinking about doing for my boys, and I've kind of decided, you know, I don't think I'm even going to do that now because they're not
worth it.
Shut up. They're not playing with that toy as much as they were. They got some new toy. Of course, they got some new toys for Christmas, and you know they're still kind of discovering. You know, oh hey, we got this and we got that, and then going back to stuff. And it's like, do I really want to spend a lot of extra time? You know, a lot of my time building this thing that they may or may not really appreciate or really play with. And you know, granted, like Jameson, you know, is really into Lego Star Wars, so you know. Probably for the foreseeable future, if you were to do something like build a table or something for him to use to, you know, build Legos and stuff on, I could see, you know, him.
How did you know that? That's one of the next things I'm doing.
Okay, well, we'll get to that in a second. So anyway, the you know, building a table or something like that, you know, he would definitely appreciate it, and I could see him appreciating it for, you know, the coming future. My boys are still at the point where they get really into something and then they're kind of moving on to something else. And I know it's the age, you know, they're about to turn 4, so you know maybe I should hold off on some of that stuff until they get a little bit older before I start putting in that type of effort into it. So, but yeah, I plan to try to stop over planning as much. So, Cyrus, your next one.
Well, I need to. This is going to be kind of an obvious one. I need to go write more. Like, I've gotten so far away from writing, it's not even funny. Like, I was in the interim between One Man Asylum and epicallygeeky.com. I was working with some guys on a website called talkingaboutgames.com where I did a little bit of writing for their site about video game stuff, and that was fun. But it's very time consuming. Writing takes, especially if you want to write something halfway decent, it takes quite a bit of time. And I don't have the time to really write the way I want to. But I need to try to find time to do that. Because I do have a lot of projects that I need to write and finish and be done with and move on that have been lingering for years. And I just can't ever seem to get my crap together and get that stuff written. You know, I read an article, and it's going to date this show a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and say this. I read an article today about how George R.R. Martin was beating himself up about not being able to finish the next book in his series before the next season of Game of Thrones comes out. And he was really hard on himself, and I was like, man, I feel like that all the time, although I imagine the amount of pressure he's under must be ridiculous. I can't even fathom that.
Yeah, no joke.
But that's what it is to be a writer, you know, especially when you care about what you're writing. You can't just, you know, not everybody's Stephen King, you know. Not everybody can just throw, you know, vomit up a book, you know. It takes a lot of effort and time to craft something. And I need to get back to it. I need to do some more writing. Maybe I need to figure out a way to set smaller benchmarks. You know,
Yeah.
I think that was my problem. Is I was trying to.
Intermediate benchmarks.
Yeah, like I'd like to finish my next book, but I think I need to make my chapters about half as long as they were. Something like that.
Right.
Like smaller pieces, smaller pieces. I just don't have time to really jump in like that. But I want to do some more writing. So
Cool. I would love to read your writing, so because I have enjoyed your previous book, so. Jay, did you have something you wanted to add, or?
Yeah, I just need to. It's along the line of making more time. I just need to make more time to, I don't know, enjoy geekdom. I mean, once, started having kids, got married, all that shit. Um, I cut back on, reading comics and, enjoying stuff like that and watching nearly as much movies and, along that. I don't play video games nearly as much more. I've always wanted to, but I've never went to, like, any of the Comic Cons that are around here. I mean, hell, they have one every year that's 40 minutes from my house. I've never went to it or just anything like that, and it's shit that I've always wanted to do, but just never had the time or was putting things ahead of it. I guess need to kind of say, screw some other shit that ain't very important, and just make time to do that.
Gotcha.
I
Time
mean,
management is hard. I mean, obviously, all four of us have said it, the same thing. Time management is hard.
like at Comic Con this year in Indianapolis, the guy that played the Emperor, or
Ian McDermott.
yeah, is going to be there. Ray Park's going to be there.
Sweet.
I can never remember his name, but the kid that plays Joffrey in Game of Thrones is going to be there.
Is Daisy Ridley going to be there? Oh.
No, I wish. Um,
Potter
the
file.
Ray,
Shut up.
Ray Park is awesome. He always does
Yes.
like demonstrations. And
yeah,
Yeah.
he's going to be there. Couple people from Game of Thrones is going to be there. All the, I would like it just for the kid in me, but all the voice actors from the original Ninja Turtle cartoon is going to be there.
Oh, sweet.
So, that'd be kind of cool. Get to meet them, maybe get something signed from them. But, I've always wanted to go, and I've always, found some reason not to go.
Right.
So
It's
this
time
year,
to treat yourself.
yeah, I figured, I started to treat myself by getting a divorce. I just need to continue on that.
Well, damn it.
Just expand the treatment out.
Oh, man. Okay.
Hey, I'm trying to keep a positive spin on this shit.
And you know what? There you go, son. There you go. All right. I'm going to go ahead and start with the next one. The next one on the list, number 4, was something you want to learn or improve. And mine is barbecue. I am still... if you ask most people who have eaten my barbecue, especially recently, they'll tell you it's pretty good. I'm getting really good at barbecuing, but it's something that I'm still learning, and it's something I want to keep learning. I want to keep improving. It's funny. I just found this new YouTube series, and I'm like, oh, sweet! I can't wait to watch that. And I'm like, I'm getting excited about watching a YouTube series about making barbecue. That's pretty geeky. But I love it. I freaking love, smoking and barbecuing stuff. Yeah, that's the thing that I want to keep learning and improving on. So, yeah, that's my next one. Si?
I need to learn how to fix my car. Oh, the story.
Any particular reason?
Well, I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but my driver's side window won't stay up, and I got to do something about it. And it looks like I'm about to cut something, like a cable, to try to get the damn window up.
Do it.
Remind me after the show, I can tell you a worse horror story than what you're going through right now. Trust me.
Okay, yeah. It's not that bad because, yeah, I have to drive 40-something minutes to work every day in the cold with no window, but I got it worked out. I put on my jacket, I put my cap on, I turn the heater up. I'm okay. There, there are worse things.
I burned 3 times as much gas because of the heater, but it's okay. And the drag on the vehicle, it takes about 47 minutes.
Well, now you're making me feel depressed. All right.
I'm sorry.
I was doing okay. Thanks, Rudy.
Sorry.
There you go. Jay, is there something in particular you'd like to learn / improve?
There's a lot of shit I gotta learn and improve. I never learned to read.
Oh, God.
Hey, that was a good movie. Oh, shit. You know, I do need to learn how to barbecue more stuff, but that's not like a super concern of mine. God, I don't know.
Well, if you don't have one, you don't have one. It's cool.
Yeah, there's nothing that's, is just like glaring at me that I need to learn how to do. I mean, anything creative.
Oh, God.
I'm not a very creative person. I have like no artistic ability, no musical ability. Back in school, I really enjoyed writing, but the older I got, the more I realized I was not very good at it. It was not very creative. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's something I could practice on. I mean,
Why not?
Being more of a creative person.
Give it a shot. Who cares? Like, do something funny. You're really funny.
Yes.
I am a super. I thought about doing, and this is before we got this podcast back together. I almost did my own little, just like weekly fucking. Basically, it was just gonna be like me ranting for like 20 minutes, half an hour. But then I got to thinking about it, and I don't even like listening to myself, let alone making other people listen to me. So I was like, fuck that shit. I'm not doing it.
I was going to say, you're talking about the pre-show.
Yeah, pretty much it would have been a pre-show just with myself. And then I realized that's just something I don't want to listen to, and it's myself. So.
Oh, Lord. Rudy, something you want to learn / improve?
Well, I actually just added to this list a few moments ago. My first answer was I wanted to learn more about how to make my arcade / video gaming unit, awesome. The wiring and all that, programming. But, yeah, after listening to what Si was talking about, I want to learn more about Steam. That may be the fourth component to what I'm doing here, anyhow.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff you can do with Steam. Of course, it's a money pit. Get ready for it.
Oh, you want to talk about a money pit? You ought to see the Lego Star Wars in my son's room.
Oh, that's fair.
Oh, yes.
Holy crap! And the hours I've spent and the backache of putting together Legos. Good God!
Yeah, which after the show, we need to talk about that. Your boy needs to be putting more of those together.
Yeah, you've got a PlayStation and a Wii. Get him Minecraft,
Oh, God.
Let him do all that virtually.
I can make an awesome block.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's about it.
No, there's some nostalgia about the Lego Star Wars. I enjoy it. I'm not complaining one bit about it. Trust me, not one bit.
I never did like Legos growing up.
You know something? As much as I love Star Wars, Lego Star Wars is friggin' amazing. It's amazing.
It's that whole, no creativity. It's that whole, no talent thing again.
Well, damn.
It kind of shatters everything for me.
Shit. All right, well, we're to our fifth and final goal for the year. Anyone want to start off in particular? This was kind of the miscellaneous wild card, whatever.
I'm pretty much out of goals.
All right, well, tell you what, I'll just go ahead and drop mine. Mine was actually something kind of a continuation from last year, and that is, I really do now. Y'all are probably gonna laugh your asses off when I say this, but I really did work to try to not to post very much negative stuff online. And I want to really continue with that. Like, here's something. Here's what I found interesting. You scroll through your Facebook feed and stuff, and you see, there's still those people that you're probably still friends with that, post, the political stuff one way, from one side or the other, or the religious stuff, or just, whatever. And, you see people post negative stuff, this and the other. And then you come across someone that will occasionally post something like that, but mostly post things that are like, kittens playing with, weird toys, or puppies being funny or whatever. And you know who I've realized recently has been doing more and more of that? And that's Manon, Sai's brother. And I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? You go, Manon. Because now, anytime I see something, most of the time when I see, one of the things that you're posting come up in my newsfeed, yeah, it's definitely what you might consider fluff, but it's stuff that just makes you happy. It's like, oh, hey, look, here's a kitten that's walking on ice and having a hard time, and it's really funny to watch. And it's like, that's awesome. I'm not saying I want to necessarily start posting more puff stuff, but I definitely want to make sure that I'm not posting stuff that's got a spin on it. Yes, more poofery. There you go. I definitely want to make sure I'm not posting stuff that's negative. And I really did kind of work towards that this last year, and I want to continue that because, damn it, there's enough negative crap out there, and I don't need to contribute to it. So, if you're following me, I'm going to try my best to either make it humorous or, as Jay would call it, poofery. So there you go. Poofery. Does anyone else have one they want to add, or?
Well, I'm definitely not going to do poofery.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you don't like the I don't know. The kinder, gentler side of Eugene, come follow me.
This is your opportunity to jump ship.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah. If you just need to do like a 180, you're like, oh, all this mellow stuff is, boring, or I don't want to say boring because it could be interesting, but
no, it's boring.
Yeah, but if there's just some days the world is just pissing you off, and yeah. Come to my page. I can usually have something that'll you agree with. Or...
If you enjoy boobs and fart jokes, Jay's where to go.
I don't really put that many fart jokes on there.
Oh, you're right. My apologies. No fart jokes.
There's a lot of boobs.
Yeah, there's a lot of boobs. I mean,
not that we're complaining.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I make the world a better place.
Well, there you go.
Posting boobs and booty. That's just.
Well, there you go.
Well, does anyone else have another not resolution but goal for the coming year they want to share?
Goal. Damn it. There were a couple of things I was thinking of earlier, but not necessarily.
Okay, well, swinging back to the top of the show where Sai had an idea of assigning goals to each other.
Shit. Now's the part where we offend each other, right?
No, actually, I was going to say this could be the part where we could do the airing of the grievances.
I got a lot of problems with you people.
I was going to say the one that jumps out at me, obviously, is the goal for Jay, and I would think the goal that I would assign Jay is, damn it, man, you need to go to a convention of some sort. If you've never really been, I want to see you go. I think you deserve to go. I would love to see you go. I'd really like to see you make that happen.
I'm going to tag along on this one right here. And Jay, I'm going to say you need to find yourself a hot cosplaying chick. And there you go.
Yeah, I just need to. Yeah.
I need leave it at going to a convention.
Yeah, I need to find something that makes me happy.
I don't know if you really want to go with the cosplay chicks. They're maybe...
Okay, bar chick, cosplay all the way.
Well,
considering I hate the bars, I had to walk into one just to pick up some food because they got really good food there earlier. And just walking from the door, the 20 feet to where the bar part is, to get the food and not actually where the drunken people are at, I fucking hated it.
Again, yet another vote to cosplay. Go.
You just have to be careful with the cosplay chicks. That's all I'm saying. Because some of them, depending on what type of costume, they might not be of sound mind. Let's just
What
say
about the
that.
guys who do cosplay? What are you saying about them?
How many guys?
Well, I'm not trying to pick up a guy that does cosplay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yes.
What are you
Void
trying
point.
to? What are you
The
trying
point
to
is
say?
void.
What kind of goal is that you're setting for him?
I'm just saying you just sound like people who do cosplay aren't.
I like
no.
Rudy's idea a lot better.
What I'm saying is,
pick up a
Yet
cosplay
again,
chick. And,
My idea sounds so much better.
Yes,
there
it does.
are cosplay chicks who are really cool, who just dress up in a really cool costume, and then there are cosplay chicks who put on as little as possible and want as much attention as they can possibly get. And
and that's the same kind of guy that Eugene looks for.
A hooker is a hooker in any market. Okay, I mean that's just what it is.
All right. Well, if we don't want to offend anyone else or any more than we already have, I guess.
No,
we
let's own it. Let's go for. No, I'm just kidding.
If we're going to do it, let's own it.
Well, alrighty then. I guess we'll go ahead and wrap up the show, and we'll start with our picks or pans. Anyone will have a pick or a pan, just one that they'd like to go ahead and throw out there.
Okay.
Explain this.
Obviously, Star Wars, right? That's
Yeah, that's pretty much my pick too. So let's just go ahead and go in together on this one, Si. Yeah, the pick is if you have not seen Star Wars: The Force Awakens, and you're listening to this podcast, obviously something is wrong. Something has happened in your universe, and we need to get it corrected.
You are a fucking failure.
I'm not going to go that far, but it's pretty close.
I'll second Jay's motion.
If you're
I'm
listening
taking,
to,
I'm taking my 3-year-old daughter to watch The Force Awakens tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Thank you very much.
And she's do you think she'll sit through it?
You know, if she makes it through as much of this as she did The Good Dinosaur, I'm golden. And I think she'll actually like this a lot more because she is all over Star Wars. Of course, it doesn't hurt that we watch a little bit of the Star Wars movie or cartoon every night before bed. And
if you're listening to a podcast called Epically Geeky, and you have not watched the Star Wars movie, then yes, you are a failure.
It's probably true. Again, I second Jay's motion.
Well, I guess that's pretty much our pick universally across the board. I don't know how often that's going to happen that all four people or however many people on the show are going to pick the exact same thing. I don't know. Maybe it's every time a big movie comes out. We'll see.
Okay, I will not pick Star Wars. I will
Okay.
pick Star Wars Battlefront, the video game.
Ooh.
Which system?
I only have the one. So
Which one do you have?
The one. The only one.
The Xbox One.
Damn it.
Yeah.
My
I know,
son.
that's what he said too.
My son got it for Christmas.
Yeah.
Because I bought it for him, and his girlfriend don't have an Xbox One at her house. Where he usually stays.
Xbox One is a good system.
It is. It is.
Not bad.
I was just saying, damn it, just because I have
It's
PS4.
a hell of a lot better than it was when it launched. They've improved it.
But you do see how I work that. I bought him a game that I knew he didn't have the gaming system for at his girlfriend's house, so that forces him to leave it at my house.
Story.
You're like, oh, wow, tough break, kid. What
So
do you do?
yeah, so not
Sorry,
only
man.
am I super dad for buying him the game I wanted, I get to play it the majority of the time. Yeah.
Well, he could spend less time with the girlfriend. Just saying.
Yeah, but he's got his priorities fucked up. It's either Star Wars or a chick, and he chose chick.
Oh, never mind.
How's that saying go? TIE fighters before ho? I don't know. Anyway,
Any day now.
oh god.
There will be.
So that's our show for the week, ladies and gentlemen. As always, if you would please go to iTunes or Stitcher, wherever you listen to the show, and give us a 5-star review. There is a place. There's a place on there where you can actually write a review. No one reads those. Don't worry about that. Instead, in that section, write down some of your goals, geeky goals you have for the coming year. We talked about time management. That kind of seems to be a thing. Are there conventions you've never been to that you would like to go to? Is there something you've wanted to build, you've been putting off, or the book you've been meaning to write? tell us about it. Leave that information in the review section. But yeah, definitely, go ahead and give us those 5 stars because that helps us, get out there and get more people to listen to the show. So, now, pretty much, where can we'll start with Jay. Jay, where can we find you on the internet?
I always forget my Twitter handle now that I had to fucking change it.
J Red.
Just look for Eugene or
like
one
that?
of them on Twitter, and you should find me.
There you go.
It's like Where's Waldo, just with a fat bearded guy.
Okay.
Where's Waldo?
You'll find me there.
Rudy, where can we find you on the internet?
StevensB29.
On Facebook, Twitter, where you got?
Twitter.
There you go. Cyrus, where can we find you?
Videogamevirus.com, epicallygeeky.com, and Cyrus Martin all together, one word, in pretty much everything.
Especially check out his YouTube channel. If you are looking for stuff to watch, this fool decided at 10 p.m. on Christmas Eve that he was going to do a 24-hour marathon of gaming and pulled it off. He did pull it off, but
yeah, that was not handled very well. I'll do that better next time. But I did do it though.
He did do it. So if you're looking for stuff to watch on YouTube, definitely check out his YouTube channel. So as for me, you can look for me as Optimus Gene. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook, and you can even follow me on Instagram. So you can check out all the barbecue attempts and all the stuff that I'm trying to build. So. For all of the guys, have a good night.